Here, folks.
Leon Carter of River Bourgeois, Cape Breton, has made a name for himself as both a baseball heavyweight and a Nova Scotia golfing great.
Every time I've played with him, it's always impressed me. First time I played with Leon, I still remember it. It was 1999 at the Nova Scotia Amateur at Kenmore Golf Club. And I remember the first time he made an impression on me was the 17th hole. We both hit drivers up the fairway. I had a 3-wood to the green. Then we walked another 40 yards to Leon's ball. He hit a short iron into the green, and I remember my father, who was caddying for me at the time, he turned over to me, looked at me and said, "Well, that's just not fair." And from that moment on, I knew he was going to be somebody to watch for sure.
We played a lot of practice rounds together, and he'd often be a little sloppy or a little rusty, you could call it, in the practice round, and we'd ask him, "Oh, how you playing? Are you playing a lot?" And he'd be like, "You know what? I'm playing a little bit, but not my best," or whatever. And the next day in the tournament, he'd shoot 68 or something. So he had an ability to, when the time came for the event, he would sharpen his game.
The first time we were on the provincial team out at the Nationals, it was 1999, I believe. And first time I really played with him in a casual round. We were playing, I forget the course, but he went out and shot 66 without seeing the golf course before. And I thought I played well. I was 1 or 2 over par. And after the round, I just remembered thinking, I don't know if I should be playing in the same tournament as this guy. And I asked him if maybe I should caddy for him for the rest of the week.
I think golfers have a tendency to think of negative consequences, and often when you hit a bad shot, it's because of that thought, that negative consequence. And I think with Leon, he really didn't have that. And he just picked his target and swung aggressive, and that's the thing I noticed the most. So from my point of view, I try to emulate that.
I don't know, you can probably pick up a field hockey stick and go out and be good at that too. I think it's just he's just a natural athlete, and it shows no matter what he does.
Leon was a member of Canada's first national baseball team to win an international medal, and a national team member for Canada's first ever appearance at the World Championships, during which time he was named the most outstanding hitter at the World Championships. He's been recognized as Sport Nova Scotia's Athlete of the Year and Baseball Nova Scotia's Player of the Year.
Leon was a player that helped us win many games with many different ways. He helped us with his speed, with his ability to hit for average, hit for power, and with his defense in center field. He was a player that got better every single year, to the point where by his final 2 years, he was one of the top players in the program, and a key member of Canada's senior national baseball team, which competed in several international competitions. Not only was Leon a great player, he was a great teammate. He was unselfish, hardworking, not one that led with his words or big speeches. He was one that led by example, and he also had a really good sense of humor. What I didn't know about Leon was how good of a golfer he was, and when I found out that he won 4 amateur championships in the province of Nova Scotia, I was truly amazed. To be good at one sport is tough enough, but to be good at 2, it's truly amazing. So in closing, Leon, I want to congratulate you for this tremendous honor. It's one that's well deserved. I hope you enjoy the evening. Congratulations.
After baseball, Leon turned to golf, where, in an amazing 10-year span, he won 4 Nova Scotia men's amateur championships, was runner-up 3 times, won 2 provincial mid-amateur championships, and was a member of the 2007 Nova Scotia team that won the Canadian Amateur Golf Championship.
It was a situation where for 10 years there, if Leon was in a provincial tournament and he suddenly had the lead after the first day, a lot of guys were deflated, and it was almost as if you were playing for second place or you're just scrambling, trying to keep up. When he had his record-setting round at Greenwood, I played with him 1 round, I believe, but just at the end of the day, you would sit down and look at his numbers, and it made you wonder, was this the same golf course he was playing? Because he was so far ahead of everybody else, and it really showed how well he was playing at the time and the skill level that he has.
He was not the golfer that would be talking about his round after and, you know, I did this or look at the shot I hit. Golfers tend to do that, and he had a unique ability of not really talking much about what he did well after a round. So it really made losing to Leon a lot easier, and everyone was happy for him just because of the person he was.
He definitely would beat you, and then you would never know it because he was the nicest guy about it. He was a gentleman the whole time. So it was, I don't know if it was easier to get beat that way or worse to get beat that way, but he made it a good experience at least, yeah.
I would say the two things that Leon did the best, or at least as a golfer, he was a tremendous driver of the golf ball. He was very long and straight, which normally when you're long, you're not as straight. But with Leon, he had both, and it just made the course a lot shorter. And
Leon, while he's well known for hitting the ball so far, his touch around the greens is just incredible. The way he, his pitching, his putting, everything, it's just rock solid.
The other aspect would be his mental game, and I think that would have flowed over from playing a high level of baseball as well.
My name is John Haar. I'm from Burnaby, British Columbia, and I've been a baseball coach for many years and was fortunate enough to be the head coach at the National Baseball Institute when a young fellow from Nova Scotia named Leon Carter joined our program in the fall of 1991. And Leon, I know I speak on behalf of the entire coaching staff that was present at that time to say it truly was an honor to have you, Leon Carter, as a player in our program. This young man arrived from Nova Scotia, and from the very first practice sessions he attended and on game days, he would come with such an upbeat attitude and work ethic. He did set the standard of excellence for his teammates to follow, and most of them did exactly that. When I look back on it, I think about Leon Carter, and I honestly do not remember Leon ever having a bad day. What I do remember is a smirky little grin that he would have, and when you ask Leon the simple question, "Hey Leon, how are you doing today?" his response for that little grin was, "Good, John, doing good." And I'll never forget that infectious little smirk, and we saw it the whole time that he was here with us at the NBI. Coaches everywhere might dream of having a whole team of Leon Carters, but that would never happen. In my experience in baseball, there has only been one Leon Carter, and we were fortunate enough to have him as a member of our program. Leon, you are such a wonderful credit to your family, your province of Nova Scotia, and your country of Canada, not only as a player in the game of baseball, but also in the game of life.
And tonight, we induct Leon Carter into the Nova Scotia Sport Hall of Fame.
All righty. To present the plaque, the President of Golf Canada, a resident of Bedford, Nova Scotia, a member of the Clare Golf and Country Club, Roland DeVoe, and the pin, that is Jerry McMillan, the Nova Scotia Sport Hall of Famer and three-time men's provincial golf champion, member of the 99 Nova Scotia team that won a national championship. Couple photos, boys. Couple photos. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, so here we are. I know you're looking forward to this with so much enthusiasm.
I never told you earlier I'm a crier too, so
It's all good. Look, to hear people talk about what you are like, what you were like. What does it mean to you to hear this sort of stuff come back at you tonight?
It's amazing, really. Like, I never played sports for recognition. I just played just because I love to play anything, really. And that's about it. I mean,
Oh, it's a good start. It's a good start. I'm curious, River Bourgeois. When did you first pick up a glove and a bat and swing at a ball and know you had something going on?
I started really early with both sports. My dad taught me both sports, my backyard. His whole family was really athletic, and he had a passion for both games, so he taught me the basics early on, and yeah, we had a great baseball system in association in Richmond County, and we had tons of opportunity to play lots and lots of games and stuff like that, so I mean, that's kind of how it all started. Yeah.
What about, can you pick for me, and it's tough because there's a lot of them, but what about, first off, a baseball highlight from your career?
There's a lot along the way, but one was pretty special. It didn't mean a whole lot towards my career, but when I was with the NBI with John Har, greatest coach ever, the Blue Jays sponsored us. So every spring, we'd play a charity game against the Blue Jays. And this was back in the early 90s when they had their dynasty. Dave Winfield and Robbie Alomar, all those great players, and they'd all play against us in their days off. Anyway, it's the first time I ever started against them. It was my second time playing, I think. Anyway, I got up to bat. I was leading off. And the first pitch I seen, I said, he's going to throw a fastball. I'm swinging at the first pitch. I don't care what it is. Anyway, lo and behold, I was a little late on it, by the way, but I hit a home run. And so that was pretty special. Yeah.
He said that was pretty special, yeah. What translated most? What made the transition from baseball to golf so easy, in how you were built or how you learned, or what was it?
I guess I love both sports. Like I said, I learned to play golf really at a really early age, so it came pretty natural to me. But there's a lot of things about golf that are not real simple. Most people play golf. It's not an easy sport, but for me, the toughest thing I think was the mental part of it. Like in baseball, you could burn off some steam, you can show some aggression. You know, if you screw up, you got teammates behind you. In golf, you can't do any of that stuff. I mean, well, I did sometimes, but I mean, so yeah, it was a fairly simple transition, but it took a while for me to get the ball rolling, I guess.
Listen, one last one. There's a great story in the program tonight. Jerry told me his version of it, but I think it was the 98 or 99 amateur played at Digby Pines. Mm-hmm. Sound right? And you're on the 10th hole, and you kind of, it's a par 5 down around the corner, you kind of pop up a drive. Pick it up from there.
Yeah, I believe that year, I think it was the first year I ever played in the amateur, and I think I made the cut on a number, which for anybody who doesn't know, I almost missed the cut, so. Anyway, I ended up playing with Jerry, and I'm in awe, because Jerry's won like 7 amateurs, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm playing with Jerry McMillan. Anyway, as the guys mentioned in the video, I'm pretty aggressive with the game, so I'm like, I get to this hole, and it's a par 5, and I love par 5, so I'm like, I'm gonna crush this drive, I'm gonna kill it. So I get up there, take a big rip, and just like a cartoon, I mean, the ball went straight up, it had to go up 300 yards, and out about 150 or so, so I'm like, oh boy, that's not so good. Anyway, we get up there, and there's the group ahead of us is on the green. You know, they're getting ready to putt and stuff like that. And Jerry's up ahead of his ball, like 100 yards ahead of me. And he looks back, and I got an iron in my hand, which was a 2-iron. But he says, I had 265 or 270 to the middle of the green. I'm not sure. I have no idea. But Jerry said, go ahead, Leon. Go ahead. Play ahead. I said, are you sure, Jerry? Yeah, go ahead. So I said, okay. And I'm thinking, geez, they're pretty close. Anyway, I get over the ball and I let it rip, and I don't know if I flew it overhead or I bounced it through their legs or whatever the hell. I was like, oh my God. Anyway, Jerry kind of gives me this look, and like, he was stunned. Like, I was like, well, you told me to hit, Jerry. I mean,
Guy's 1'7", he tells you to hit, you hit, right?
that's right, yeah. So anyway, from that moment on, I was like, I think I just impressed Jerry McMillan. So I was like, that was a really, whenever I played with those guys, like Jerry and Graham and all those guys, it was a really big boost in my game. Like, I learned so much from those guys. Like, it was a great experience. Yeah.
Well, listen, great to have you in the hall. They'd likely say the same about you as well. Congratulations, and to your family as well.